The Armenian Investigative Committee is investigating the circumstances behind the HIV infection of a little girl, the Investigative Committee's press service reported. According to the grandmother of the girl, she had a periodic high fever from August to October the 11th. The child was hospitalized and diagnosed with HIV. Meanwhile, neither the child until this moment nor the parents had HIV. A criminal case has been launched and a number of examinations have been appointed in this regard. The Armenian government made a decision today to appoint Ararat Grigoryan as Vayottor province governor. Minister of Territorial Administration and Infrastructure Suren Babikyan presented the matter to the government. Vayottor ex-governor Dirtat Sarkisyan had submitted his resignation in early October as his name is linked to the September the 17th incident in Yekhnazor town, during which the governor's assistant beat a lieutenant colonel. Sarkisyan denies his involvement in the incident and insists he was at home at the time. Lieutenant Colonel Aram Khitaryan was taken to hospital where he underwent an emergency operation. He was in coma until October 3rd and is still in a critical condition. Leading U.S. senators have urged the passage of Armenian genocide bill at the Senate after the U.S. House of Representatives adopted a similar resolution, the Washington Post reported. Turks don't like to hear it because the truth hurts, and if we don't stand up to one genocide, we won't stand up to any, said Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer. Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen also called for the resolution's passage. It's time for the Senate to do the same. Acknowledging history is the first step towards not repeating it, he tweeted. Two prominent Israeli politicians on both sides of the political aisle independently have also called for Jerusalem to acknowledge the Armenian genocide, the Times of Israel reported. Turkey cannot be allowed to intimidate the world into denying genocide. I will continue to fight for Israeli recognition of the Armenian genocide, Blue and White co-leader Yair Lapid tweeted. Former Likud Minister MK Gideon Sa'ar also called for recognition, tweeting on Wednesday, I welcome the moral and principled stance of the U.S. House of Representatives in recognizing the mass killing of Armenians 100 years ago as genocide. Israel should make similarly clear its recognition of this terrible atrocity, he said. Joint meeting of the Parliamentary Standing Committee during a preliminary discussion of Armenia's draft state budget for 2020 was held on Thursday. The Office of the High Commissioner for Diaspora Affairs will be allocated 775 million drams in 2020, said the High Commissioner for Diaspora Affairs Sare Sinanyan. According to him, relations between Armenia and the diaspora are in their infancy. The appropriations make up only 0.04% of the state budget, which, according to Sinanyan, is clearly not enough. What comes to the Armenian government's meeting? It approved today the 36.5 million euro loan from the Asian Development Bank and a 40 million euro loan from the government of the Germany KfW Bank. The Armenian government also made a decision to allocate funds to the administrations of Ararat, Armavir, Lori, Aragazotan and Vayottor provinces for subsidy programs. The Armenian Minister of Territorial Administration and Infrastructure has briefed on the asphalting works. According to Suren Babikyan, they intend to complete on November 15th the 330-kilometer and they will probably achieve something more. Deputy Prime Minister Dikran Avinyan added that if we add the asphalting works with subsidy programs, we will exceed the 500 kilometers in asphalting. Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan in his turn noted that asphalting of 500 kilometers of roads without subsidy plans is planned for next year, while with the subsidy plans, they will have to go beyond 700 kilometers. The government also made a decision to liquidate a number of boarding schools and an orphanage in Armenia, according to Minister of Labor and Social Affairs Sari Batoyan. This is done to organize further care for children in need of care in a nearly family environment. Minister of Education, Science, Culture and Sports Araik Harutyunyan in his turn noted that 179,459 million drams are allocated for 2020 for the implementation of 21 programs and 176 events.